Foodie gang, what is going on? What is going on? Can y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me out there? Okay. Welcome back to the kitchen. Season 3, episode 153. Today we are in the kitchen, but we're gonna be talking. I'm sorry I'm late, you guys. When you take one day off of filming, it feels so hard to get back into the groove of things. But we are here. I got my little coffee. Delicious. Okay. Shout out to the merch. Shout out to the foodie gang. Let me get my banner rolling across the screen here. Okay, hit the like button. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you can always support the channel by sending a super chat or hitting the PayPal. Join my group on Facebook, Foodie Gang Fan Page. Follow me on my social media platforms listed down below. And I just washed my hair, and I'll tell you, I always got a dread out of place. Okay, so today we are going to be talking a little bit about politics. You know how they always say, don't discuss politics at the kitchen table? Well, we are going to discuss politics at the kitchen table. So it's going to be action-packed show. I got some videos here that I put them all together for my TikTok, and we're going to walk through what is going on. I know you guys have been hearing a little bit about the finance budget, but you may not know what is actually going on. So in this live stream, I'm gonna break that down to you. And I was having a little bit of trouble putting the title on Facebook. So I don't know if Facebook is gonna allow us to be up here, but we're gonna talk about how the Democrats stole millions, Elon Musk finds fraud, and DOGE or Doug. I think they call it Doug is under fire. Okay, so that's what we're gonna talk about. I got a typo in here. It's not steal because they stole it already. But we're gonna talk a little bit about politics and about what is going on and about some of the things that Elon Musk has found and about what's going on. We got a new president in office and things are going how they're going. Okay. But before we get into any of the show, I'm going to read the disclaimer just because the things that we're going to talk about are going to be alleged and in my opinion. Um, I'll say do y'all research, Okay, here we go. Let me pull that disclaimer. Okay, let me get some of my coffee first. All right. Welcome to I got a whole bunch of wires over here. Okay, welcome to 907 Goodies Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Please note that the information provided on our channel, including commentary and discussions, is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Comments and opinions expressed are those of the individuals, not those of 907 Good Eats. While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we cannot guarantee its completeness, reliability, or accuracy. The use of the information provided on this channel is strictly at your own risk. We do not claim ownership of any third-party content featured on our channel. All third-party content is the intellectual property of the respective owners, and we respect their rights. Viewer discretion is advised for all content. So there we have it with the disclaimer. And y'all, my hair is driving me crazy. I'm about to twist up my hair, but tonight, okay, so Tomorrow we are gonna do another mukbang. We're gonna do some prep for that mukbang tonight. And I already have that video set up. Make sure you have your notifications turned on, going live at random times. So if you have notifications turned on, you can get notified when I go live. Okay. All right. So, ooh, okay, I'm gonna show y'all something. I don't know if it's gonna be the group or my community tab. But I don't know why I just got dark all of a sudden. Y'all, I definitely need to get a new ring light. Hey, Goddess, how are you doing? How are you doing? We just got up here. Um, we're gonna talk about what's going on as far as the finances. We're gonna talk about the Democrats, Elon Musk. We're talking about DOGE and where all this money is going on, where all this money is going to. Today we are. Today we are, lady. Lady said, we political cooks now. Look, today we're gonna break the rules because you know how they be saying don't discuss politics at the kitchen table. Well, we finna get all up into it. All up into it. Okay. And lady, you know you always got a job at my cabinet. You always got a job over here at 907 Good Eats. Okay, so I think I'm going to show you guys my YouTube page. I have set up the next couple of live streams and I want to do some more, but setting it up, but I do be busy, y'all. I do be busy. Let me get this pulled up. Okay, and the reason I'm showing y'all this is because those of us that are on Facebook, we're not on YouTube. And lady said, I'm hungry. Well, lady, we're gonna need you to save that appetite. We're gonna get back in the kitchen later, but right now we finna this gonna be a talking live stream. And lady is head of security and she do not be playing in the chat. So when you are in the chat, be on your best behavior or we're gonna get you up out of here. Okay. Okay, so I'll be on my phone a lot. So when I do the big live stream with the StreamYard, y'all, if something happens and y'all go away, I'm gonna get y'all back. Don't even worry. Okay, and I have been busy today, so I haven't had time to be on YouTube and talk to all my people yet. But this is the YouTube channel. Let me see if I can make myself bigger. And God has said she's knocking people out. Look, some of these people need to get knocked out over here. But we don't condone violence of any type. But some of y'all, you know. Okay, so this is the YouTube channel. That's us right there. Okay, so on my YouTube channel, I have a playlist for breakfast recipes and lunch recipes, dinner recipes. So that if you are looking for, dinner recipes, lunch recipes, or breakfast, you can just come right here and it's organized in that sense. Um and then we also have the current season that we are in, which is season 3. But we have done season 1 and 2. Those are also playlists, and this is our budget-friendly meals. Because I'm gonna tell you guys why we have to save so much money. I'm gonna tell y'all why during this live stream why we ain't got no money and why our taxes is gone, allegedly. And then we also have the Foodie Gang food panel. We try to do this every show. We should be back this Sunday. I mean, every Sunday. We try to do it every Sunday. And some Sundays we got things going on because we are busy people. We should be back here this Sunday. And I will let you guys know. And then this is cooking lessons with Chef Big Bang. So, you know those three categories I just showed you guys? All of the videos are pretty much mixed in here. So that's why I created the breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, and dinner recipes. So it would be a little bit more organized. And then this is season two. Season two, we were in the summer. So a lot of these streams, I actually went outside and I showed you guys what it looks like on the outside here in Alaska. And so it was so beautiful. So that's when I went to the park, I went to the lagoon, and then this is season 1. This is, like, when I first started doing live streams. So you're gonna notice during this season, I'm so nervous, and this is Pretty Girl Eats, so all of my eating videos, which is really weird to say, but people like to watch videos of people eating food, um don't ask me. Look, I'm telling y'all what they like, okay? But people love to watch eating videos, so I've compiled a playlist, Pretty Girl Eats. Restaurant reviews. This playlist is not that big, but I hope that as we get older, Foodie Gang, we will do more restaurant reviews um as we grow. And what I was gonna show you guys. Oh, it's right here. Oh, they're not on here. Okay, I gotta fix some things. I'm doing a mukbang tomorrow, a brunch mukbang, and I have the videos. They're on here, but they're set up to private, so I gotta fix that. So, yeah, we're doing a mukbang tomorrow. I'm gonna be prepping out later on today. And then this, hold on, I'm getting confused, y'all. Okay. This would be my community tab. So these are all my posts. Loaded cinnamon rolls. We did a soul food soup the other day on YouTube. It was delicious. Super good, very, very yummy. The good thing about soup is that you have some left over. So I'm gonna be eating this soup for the next couple of days. And then tomorrow I'm doing the brunch mukbang, but I have to get ready and stuff to I'm doing I'm doing a day trip, y'all. I ain't going nowhere lavish. So it's nice because I'll have that soup already warm, ready to go. Or not warm, but in the fridge. I already have it cooked. And so that's the nice thing about soup and meal prepping is that you have food to eat. And shout out to Fear to None. Um, we took off Monday. I don't think I did any, or no, I took off Tuesday. Wait, let me look. One of these days I didn't go live. See, I be going live so much I don't even remember. um, I took off one of these days. Okay, but during the weekends, I tend to have a little bit more time, so I do go live more during the weekends. But keep those notifications on. Ooh, this was last Saturday. We made a frittata. It was so good. And we have this was last Sunday dinner. This Sunday we're gonna be doing chicken and dumplings. We're gonna be doing chicken and dumplings. It's gonna be real good. Last Sunday we did barbecue chicken, collard greens, tri-tip, corn. Did I say barbecue chicken already? Barbecue chicken, and then I did a 5 cheese rotini bake. It was so good. So good. Yes, but this Sunday we are doing chicken and dumplings, and I'm gonna try to set those videos up here very, very soon. Okay, y'all, back to me. I wondering like something ain't right. Okay, so we're gonna get that content pulled up. And hey, how are you doing? Drip King, I see you in here earlier. Thank you for being here. Y'all know I'm gonna be a little late. That's why I say turn the notification bell on so you get notified when I actually go live. Okay. Okay. This let me fix this, change this around a little bit. This is the wrong one. Okay. Democrats steal millions, Elon Musk finds fraud, and DOGE. Okay, let me get some disclaimers up there because what we're gonna talk about is it's gonna get hot and it's gonna get emotional. Um, I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to come up. You gotta come up on YouTube, if you do wanna come up. If anybody wants to come up and share their little piece, they 2 cents, and I might readjust myself. I have my mouse on the left side, and I wish I would've put it on the right side. Okay, let me readjust here. But yes, how is everybody doing today for breakfast? I actually ate some leftover pasta, which probably wasn't that great. And then I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Um, I'm probably gonna eat some of that soul food soup that's left over for dinner because I have we're gonna be doing prep tonight. So right after this live stream, y'all, we got a lot going on, but it's gonna be well worth it. Okay, so okay. Okay, so y'all know I be watching politics a lot. I watch the news, probably not much as I would like. Sometimes you gotta turn the news off. But during this live stream, or what's been going on now is that Trump is auditing the federal government. Trump wants to do an audit of the federal government, and that's what's going on. Everyone is giving a little bit of pushback because the person who is doing the audit, they do not like Elon, and they have their various reasons why they do not like him. But whether we like him or not, what he is finding out, I do think that needs to be discussed. And because it's a lot of going on. Let me just take this jacket off. Yes. I thought I was gonna be hot because cold because of my hair, but I'm not. Okay. So a lot is going on with the federal government and our tax dollars. We just know that we pay an egregious amount of taxes and we don't really understand where that money is going to. So Trump was saying that he wanted to do an audit on his campaign trail. He was inaugurated, then tapped Elon Musk to oversee the audit of the federal government. These are some of the things that they are finding. And let me just make sure we're all right. Okay. And like I said, this is just, We read the disclaimer. Everything here is what they said, and everything that we're going to discuss is our own personal opinions. But let's go. Y'all make sure y'all tap that like
So you
button,
mean to tell me that people
subscribe
are
to
mad
the
at
YouTube
Elon
channel.
Musk for finding all of this money?
Oh wait, let me go back. I didn't know she was gonna start talking so fast. Okay, here we go, y'all. For real this time.
So you mean to tell me that people are mad at Elon Musk for finding all of this money, but nobody is mad at the Democrats for losing, for stealing, for spending, for laundering this money or whatever they've been doing with it? See, the reality of it is, whether you like him or not, the money that Elon Musk is finding belongs to you too. So you should be thanking him instead of hating him. And call me crazy, but DOGE.
So she is pretty much saying our reactions to Elon Musk, in her opinion, should be different, but it is what it is. And she's pretty much saying we should focus on what he's saying and not who the messenger is. And I feel like a lot of times that gets like lost in translation as far as what the message is and who the messenger is. And honestly, in my opinion, all of these politicians are a little bit shady. I don't really trust the Congress because they've been there for years and years and years. And they're the same ones talking about which fair, which fair. But I don't know. We finna find
The
out.
reality of it is, whether you like him or not, the money that Elon Musk is finding belongs to you too. So you should be thanking him instead of hating him. And call me crazy, but DOGE is one of the best things that has happened to America in a very.
Hey Angela, how are you doing? How are you doing? Angela, today we are gonna talk about how the Democrats stole millions, Elon Musk finds fraud, and Doge is under fire. But hey, how are you doing? And this is we just getting started, Angela. We're just getting started, so you ain't missed nothing. She's pretty much saying it just doesn't matter who the messenger was for Doge. The point of what they're saying is that millions of dollars are missing. So instead of us finding a reason to dislike the person, we need to at least listen to what they're saying. Because look, I just know that there's a lot of money spent helping other people, and I don't feel like we're getting that adequate amount of help here.
Him or not, the money that Elon Musk is finding belongs to you too. So you should be thanking him instead of hating him. And call me crazy, but DOGE is one of the best things that has happened to America in a very long time. The corruption that goes on in that office is deeper than you can imagine. And it's so crazy because a lot of people are moving with emotion right now that nobody is using logic and asking themselves the simplest of questions, such as, how are these people net worth way more than their annual salary?
So true. And Angela said, I'm doing good. I'm doing great today. Doge seems to be doing a good job so far. But she brings up a good point. How is your net worth more than your annual salary? How? Where did you get all this money from? Unless you had a business before you got into your position, how are you suddenly filthy rich and you came in here an average or you had average income? Where's all this money coming from? You're only getting like 500,000 a year and you're worth all this money. Where is it from? But what she's saying is this: use logic. Don't run off of emotion. Because they want you to say, oh, he's a I've heard some people say that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, so he shouldn't be a part of Doge. Or that he has a conflict of interest with the government because he has some government contracts. Okay, that can be true. But aren't y'all rich as well? And don't y'all be working with some of these corporations? But from the things that we have heard about from Doge, about all the millions of dollars that's being spent recklessly, why are these people fighting so hard for Doge to go away? I think that now we need to be looking at that. Who is screaming and kicking and crying the loudest?
And they're only politicians. See, a lot of people are not going to ask themselves their questions because they're so busy in their feelings asking who voted for Elon. Well, obviously, a lot of us voted for Elon, which is why he's in office doing a hell of a job making America wealthy again.
So Doge tweeted this. U.S. tax.
She brought up a good point. And she's pretty much saying we need to ask ourselves what's going on here. You know, I get it. It's our taxes, or it's our taxes. I don't think you should be sending all this money to help other people. Why are you not helping American citizens who are paying the tax money? And it does seem, I feel like we're taxed on what we make, we're taxed on what we buy, we're taxed on various items. It just seems like they overtax us. Now we know why.
Well, obviously, a lot of us voted for Elon, which is why he's in office doing a hell of a job making America wealthy again.
So Doge tweeted this. U.S. taxpayer dollars were going to be spent on the following items, all which have been canceled. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. $2.3 million for strengthening independent voice.
What does that even mean? You need to strengthen the children and the kids here because a lot of people need help emotionally, mentally, and physically. But we're paying to, I don't know, it's just some weird names coming
in
out.
Cambodia. $32 million for the Prague Civil Society Center. $40 million for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova and $21 million for voter turnout in India. $29 million for
20 million for voter turnout. I believe it was in Georgia where a lot of people couldn't even vote or weren't even able to get to the voting booths because of transportation, and they were just having a lot of problems. I bet that money could have helped them out. But it seems like we want to help other people vote, but why don't y'all help people here vote? They make it so hard for people to vote. And they make it where you can only do 1 day votes and you gotta come stand in a long line. If you are someone that's an older person or you can't stand for a long period of time, you are not gonna want to stand in line all day just so you could vote. I don't know, but Angela said some wealthy individuals, companies, lobbyists, insider information on stocks are all enriching these Congress members and other government office holders. It's very corrupt. I don't know about you guys, but how much longer are we can this go on? And then it makes you wonder, is everyone that's kicking and screaming and saying Elon is such a bad person, are their hands dirty? Are their hands dirty? Because if you see some of the stuff that's being cut, like he said, $20 million to voters to help them vote. If we are cutting things like that from a deficit, why would they have such a big problem with it? If you see, because all the money that's being spent on very stupid stuff, in my opinion, they should be glad we have Doge, but why are y'all so against it? But let's let him keep on going. Let's get the
for strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh, 20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal, 19 million for biodiversity conversion in Nepal, 1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia, 14 million for social cohesion in Mali, 2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa, 40.
So these are cancellations that DOGE stopped. You guys have heard the list and you've heard some of the numbers and you've heard some of the reasons. All of this is money that could be spent on America. And so Congress knowing this and some of the politicians knowing all of what DOGE has been canceling, why would they be against DOGE? Doesn't some of this stuff seem kind of crazy to y'all? Knowing that people don't even have shelters, people are hungry here, and we're sending all this money that we don't even have. They borrowed this money to give to somebody else at our expense. But you guys want DOGE to discontinue. Why? Are your hands dirty? Do you got something shady going on? Well, if you was, well, Elon said he finna find out. I say let the man do his job, okay? Because if you didn't do nothing, you don't have nothing to hide. You should be glad that they are auditing the federal government because the U.S. taxpayers that you claim that you care about can save millions and millions of dollars right now. But yet and still, you're boycotting and you're kicking and screaming, and it's making us look at you like you one of the bad people. Because what are you hiding? Were you one of the people that were paid off? Did you get some of this Doge money? Oh, hey Grace, how are you? Hey Grace. Oh, his face is staying that way because I paused it. That's why. But let me go back a little bit and we're gonna play it. And this is the list that Doge has canceled out. No, it's a video, but I paused it. Okay, I'm about to play it. And yes, Angela is right. I hope Trump keeps is it Dodge or Dodge? Dodge going. I don't look at how you say it. I hope he keeps it going too. And it makes me wonder why all these people oppose it. They should be glad that the federal government is being audited. They clearly are wasting millions and millions of dollars on foolishness. While people in here are people in America are homeless and hungry, you're giving all our money to everybody else, and you're taking it from us and saying, "Oh, we don't have any to give you." It's you know what I want to see, and I don't want to wish bad upon nobody. I'm not saying that I want to see y'all in jail, but how is this not criminal?
Turnout in India, 29 million for strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh, 20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal, 19 million for biodiversity conversion in Nepal, 1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia, 14 million for social cohesion in Mali, 2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa, 47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia, 2 million to develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion amongst marginalized communities in Kosovo, Roma, Ashkali, and Egypt. Click that follow button.
But I tell you what Mr. Musk discovered.
Okay, I don't remember this. I believe he's a senator. This is what his statements were about this whole situation that was going on. And he has some good facts here. Shout out to the last man and shout out to the internet, TikTok, because some of y'all are not letting this go. And there's a lot of great information out there about everything that's going on.
I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, 10,000 people employed.
So they pretty much have 10,000 people that are working to give our money away, in my mind. 10,000 people working to give our taxpayer money away. This is crazy. And you know what? Whether you like Trump or not, are we not all thankful about the taxpayer money that we're going to save? Are we not thankful for that? And I don't think the federal government has ever been audited. So these people, and this is all my opinion, have been doing this for a long time. And now we know why we're seeing a lot of people that do not want to retire. Why would you retire when you could just stay in this job and get all these pushbacks, kickbacks? And can you imagine if you had a job that was never audited? It would get out of hand. And that's what's going on within the federal government. In my opinion, it has gotten out of hand and the funds are being misappropriated. I don't know if I said it right, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The funds are not being spent smart. They need somebody to go through the books and see where the money going. Because if I know one thing, we pay our taxes. We don't have a choice. Before we even get our money, they go through it already. And so, yeah, this audit needs to happen in my opinion. Let's let him keep on talking.
And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you.
So they're giving money to transgender clinics in India, which is okay, this is my thing. If you want to change whoever God chose for you to be, that is absolutely fine. I don't think we as a taxpayer should have to pay for that. That should be on you. I don't know. It seems like they want to make the whole world like confused or something. And like I said, if you want to do that, that's fine. But our taxpayer money should not be used for it, and especially overseas. That is wild. So that's $20 million, and we have the whole list of all of this reckless spending. So I think he said their budget was $50 million, which is a lot of money that we don't have.
American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa DOGE. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around.
He said they just was blowing money. Blowing money. And they hid, in my opinion, they was blowing money and they hid it under this company, which was US AID or USAID. And they were, in my opinion, I feel like they was funneling money to this corporation and funneling it back to themselves. And that's how everybody got rich. Now, let me get the disclaimer up because we finna make some big claims out here, okay? But 156 million, and then you got people coming over the border. You gotta ask yourself, they clearly don't want to help Americans. So why do they want to help everybody else out so bad? What's in it for them? I think that we're gonna see some people going to jail. I think we're gonna see some arrests. Because there is no way that all this money went to all this stuff and y'all didn't take none out. Y'all didn't take none off the top or the bottom. And this makes you wonder all the people that's kicking and screaming, what is that for? You should be glad that the taxpayers are saving all this money if you really cared about us, but you don't. You want them to stop the investigation. You want them to stop the audit. How come they never said they wanted to audit the federal government? Because they don't care.
The world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that?
Exactly. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Angela said, if not for Trump, the Democrats would be still running this country and federal budget into the ground. And that's another thing. Why are the Democrats fighting so hard? If this is really about the US taxpayers and the people in America, then you should open your arms and try to help Elon, right? But no, you want him to just stop because he rich and we poor. But you're rich too. So what's the difference? And then that's nothing. They say, oh, he's a rich billionaire. Oh, so y'all are rich too. Everybody here is rich. The only one that's poor is us. So going by that logic, everybody out. Cause y'all rich too. We don't even trust y'all. And Angela, so true. And think about this, y'all. They wanted to give Kamala 4 more years. And in my opinion, Kamala was with this whole money laundering scheme, allegedly. And she probably was finna get that job and get rich, rich. But and Grace, hey girl, I'm just glad you're still here. Grace said, yep, I agree. I think Trump is doing everything nobody else had the balls to do, much needed. And then, okay, they had me fooled, and I used to not like Trump. I say, oh, he's racist, he's racist. But tell me this, don't they look kind of racist? I mean, they have stolen all this money left us out to dry. But yeah, they used to always say he's racist, and he's that, he's that. I don't know, man. Why are they working so hard? And then Grace said Kamala's a clown. Y'all have y'all seen Kamala now? Every time we see her, she faded. But she probably was finna get that job and get rich if she's not already well off. She probably get richer. But Angela is so spot on with this comment. The Democrats wanted to continue getting rich. And if they know that they obtained their money in a faulty way, Elon's coming for him, in my opinion. But we gonna have to see. Grace said she on that Henny. She on something. Kamala look like she faded. Every time we see her, it's like she just drank a bottle. And why does she always wear those pantsuits? She don't got no dresses or nothing. Yes, okay. Angela says she on that Henny. I mean, Grace says she on that Henny 24/7. Girl, we saw her every time we see Kamala, and she don't even talk that much. She give a little statement. She be stumbling through. Look, if you know you're out here and you're drunk in the public, just don't give a statement. Say no comment. Because once you get up here and you start speaking and you've been sipping and you've been drinking, we're gonna talk about it. Kamala has definitely been drinking. I hope she's okay. But Kamala, you need to sit this one out. And Anderson, I still don't like him, but I respect his hustle. Are you talking about Trump or Elon? Which one do you not like? And that's another thing. What the first video I played was saying. She was saying, like, we don't have to like Trump. We don't have to like Elon. But do we hear the words that are being said? Which is there's millions and millions of dollars that are being spent on very outlandish items. These people have more money than their annual salary. How are they getting rich? And so I feel like, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'll 100% like Trump, but I do. I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying. I see what's being done. Also, that's another thing. People gonna get out of here, gonna get here and say whatever they want to say. You gotta look at that person's actions. And okay, so Angela brought some clarification. She said, I don't like Trump and Elon, but I respect the hustle of both Trump and Elon. I agree with that statement, Angela, and I think that's how I feel too. It's like I don't 100% trust them, but I can tell you one thing: Elon and Trump are looking a little bit more trustworthy than some of these Democrats. And I'm not saying all Republicans are sanctified and they're all right. I'm just saying they're looking more trustworthy now with these DOGE reports and all this money missing. And it makes sense because you're like, you get your check and you see how much they took off in taxes. But everybody that work has to pay taxes. So it makes you think like, dang, I do feel like we should have more money. I do feel like we pay a lot in taxes, and they say, "Oh, it's going to the roads. The roads that got potholes." And see you later, Grace. Thank you so much for stopping on by. But yeah, I don't know. It seemed kind of crooked, and now it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, we had taxpayer, we have money, but y'all giving it away. Let's see what else is up in here. Y'all hit the like button.
What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process and Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, and he shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is. And I kind of find what he's found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
That prior to the Trump administration and Elon Musk.
Did you hear that? $20 million to produce Sesame Street. Okay, so I was looking at this video that showed Sesame Street before USAID or USAID gave them any money. And their Sesame Street was very different than how it looks now. And then this video that I watched showed the difference from before they were getting the aid until after. And so it showed what the difference was. And I was like, wow, I never even thought about Sesame Street, but bottom line is $20 million for Sesame Street. Why? What the heck? That's $20 million that we could have kept in the US. That should never have even gone over there for something so frivolous as that.
Sesame Street show in Iraq.
That prior to the Trump administration and Elon Musk and DOGE, who's being very transparent in finding all the bullshit.
I just want to say, this man is hyped up, okay? He is mad about this. This was another thing that DOGE discovered. Like I said, everything here is alleged. Do your research and find out the facts for yourself.
Spending that's been going on has just now found out that the U.S. government has sent $2.7 trillion in Medicare and Medicaid money overseas to people who were not eligible to receive it.
Okay, so one thing I want to know what was the span of time, but it really don't even matter because 2.7 trillion overseas in Medicaid and Medicare for people that don't qualify or don't receive it. That's funny because you can literally go to the hospital here, and if you don't have insurance, they will not even help you. But when it comes to other people, if they don't have insurance, you're gonna help them, and you're gonna use our money to help them. What? But you won't help us without insurance. Or Medicaid doesn't cover certain things and cover certain things, and they make sure they ask you if you got insurance. But I don't know, man. It's just so frustrating.
That is 8% of our national debt sent to people overseas, non-Americans, non-citizens. And then they wanted to tell us that Medicare is going broke. How can it go broke or be broke when you...
Yeah, do you guys remember that? They say our Social Security going away. They were saying Medicare is losing its money and all that stuff, but how we were getting ready to lose the healthcare system. A lot of fear mongering in here.
have 2.7 trillion of it, but you sent it to non-Americans. Either that shit is hardcore money laundering or someone else is stealing our taxpayer money.
Like, look, I'm with him. I'm with him. How is our healthcare system going out? We don't have health insurance, and y'all don't help us if we don't have health insurance. But yeah, instead you're gonna send over $2.7 trillion overseas. But why you're telling us that we are in debt? What? I'm with him about the money laundering, the steal. I'm thinking at this point with all the money that has been misappropriated, I think that we are gonna see in the future some people getting in trouble for this.
Stealing our taxpayer money.
Let me get this straight. The Democratic Party is currently fighting against an initiative whose purpose it is to save our taxpayer dollars. Yeah, the Democrats are fighting against DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, whose sole purpose is to run through those books and to see what the hell the government has been doing with our money. Let's not get this twisted. Whenever a government says that they're going to buy something, they're going to spend somewhere, or they're going to give money, what they mean is they're taking my dollar and your dollar for those initiatives. Now, we currently have this movement on the far left, or the left, or whatever's left of the left, which is trying to save USAID. Now, for those of y'all who may not know what USAID is, it stands for United States Agency of International Development, which means that it is money that is taken out of our.
Why do we even have agencies like this when we are in debt and many of Americans are struggling that take our tax money and give it to other places? This is crazy, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I never was aware of this office until Trump got in office. I did not know about USA. I didn't know. So this is all kind of new to me, but this is crazy. This is crazy that this agency has 10,000 people working for it that are working on how to spend the US taxpayer money.
Pockets to give to everybody else and their development, while the folks in North Carolina are underwater and the folks in California are sieged by fires, right? While you get a little $700 here or there, the rest of the world gets billions of dollars of our taxpayer money. Now, I would have no problem with this if we were prospering at this moment in time. If we didn't just go through Bidenomics, which completely shot the entire economic system. But that's not the reality. The reality is that many people are struggling, and our economy is in one of the worst conditions it's been in modern American history. And so Elon Musk starts going through the books of organizations such as this one, and the Democratic Party has a problem with it. As a matter of fact, they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that the rest of the government is not audited in the same way USAID, which should be shut down, mind you, which should be shut down. This is coming from.
If they, like I said, if they're fighting to stop the audit and they don't want the other parts of government to be audited, I would say they should audit those places even more now because they're producing the biggest fight. Any organizations or any member who said don't audit us, they need to go audit those person and their finances because they got something to hide. Okay, because whether we like Elon or not, what he is finding out does need to be discussed, does need to be talked about. And all of the Democrats, the Congress people, or congressmen, or women, and the politicians who are screaming the loudest, they need to go audit that person's office, that person's finances. They need to get those people even more and even quicker and swifter. Angela said our government needed this audit and oversight of these financial expenditures. They definitely do. I know that you guys have probably heard about her, Tiffany Henyard, one of the mayors and supervisors. Even on every level, the state, the federal, all of it. Because there's no reason why we pay so much in taxes and people are freezing to death. People are going to sleep hungry. Everybody's getting sick. And we don't have money to help our own, but we have money to help everybody else. And we pay thousands of dollars in taxes. What? Audit everybody. Get everybody. Let me go back and play some more.
which is trying to save USAID. Now, for those of y'all who may not know what USAID is, it stands for United States Agency of International Development, which means that it is money that is taken out of our pockets to give to everybody else and their development, while the folks in North Carolina are underwater and the folks in California are sieged by fires, right? While you get a little $700 here or there, the rest of the world gets billions of dollars of our taxpayer money. Now, I would have no problem with this if we were prospering at this moment in time. If we didn't just go through Bidenomics, which completely shot the entire economic system. But that's not the reality. The reality is that many people are struggling and our economy is in one of the worst conditions it's been in modern American history. And so Elon Musk starts going through the books of organizations such as this one, and the Democratic Party has a problem with it. As a matter of fact, they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that the rest of the government is not audited in the same way USAID, which should be shut down, mind you, which should be shut down. This is coming from...
I don't understand. What is the problem with an audit? Anytime you have a business or anytime money is involved, there should always be an audit. And I'm honestly surprised that our government never had an audit done before. And that anything that involves taxpayer money or that involves money, in my opinion, should be audited. And these people have, as we can see, they have access to a lot of money. And then it makes me mad because every time they help us, they act like, oh, now we're running up the deficit. They make it sound like it's a big deal, but you got 10,000 people in this office working to give our money away to other people. But when you help us, you make it sound like it's a big deal. We ruining America. We blowing up the deficit.
a legal immigrant in these United States. I was naturalized as a citizen from the age of 10 to the age of 20. I went through that entire process. And coming from Africa, I know that much of the money that supposedly goes out to the rest of the world actually never reaches the people.
Yeah, so let me know what you guys think down below. I would just say that everything that has gone on and all these new developments that are coming out, honestly, are very shocking and very sad because they have been getting away with this and would still be getting away with this if it wasn't for Trump and his audit. And some of y'all are probably going to say we're putting too much off on them, but we got to be real here. Trump is the only one that I saw that was talking about doing something like this. And Angela said the officials fear being exposed and are terrified of going to jail. When you have someone that constantly is pointing around and saying everybody else is a bad person, you have to look at that person and you have to say, well, what are you doing? What do you have going on? Hey, Amy, how are you doing? But yes, everyone has stood up and said DOGE should be canceled. We need to stop this. Trump is acting illegal. We need to investigate that person's finance, their office, and their state. And we need to see what they got going on. Because there's no way that all of this money just went overseas and that was it. And then it's like, well, who was on the other receiving side of it? I don't know. They're doing a lot of shady stuff, in my opinion. And we're doing good, Amy. We're just sitting up here talking about how the Democrats stole millions, Elon Musk found his fraud, and Doge under fire. We're talking a little bit about politics today. We're getting pretty controversial.
The whole government's being audited. The Department of Education's being actively dismantled. The Dozers are in the building on the 6th floor, canceling grants and contracts. Nearly $1 billion of wasteful contracts were ripped up yesterday. Like this one. A contractor was paid $1.5 million to observe mailing and clerical operations at one mail center. This guy was observing mail.
Okay, so this contractor was paid $1.5 million to observe mail. Then we got to ask ourselves, who was this person who received this money, who approved this? Because it seems like, you give your friend a job and then you overpay them all this money. Well, what's in it for you? I don't know. But I do feel like we are going to be seeing some arrests go down. We're going to be seeing some people locked up because it's just too much money.
Being opened and being sent for 1.5 mil. This is the kind of no-show job a mob boss gives their cousin. DOGE also terminated 29 DEI training programs at the Department of Education worth over $100 million. That comes to $3.5 million for each training program. Most of you've gone through DEI training programs. You're in with HR for an hour? Maybe it's just an online course. Cha-ching, $3.5 mil. What? I should have been a DEI consultant. One DEI session trained teachers to force students to recognize their privilege and their history of oppression. Half the classroom can't read, but this is what they're doing. DOGE just shredded 18 contracts at the Department of Agriculture. One of them was for Central American Gender Assessment Consultant Services. We were paying a guy in El Salvador to assess gender. What does that have to do with agriculture? Here's another one. Forest and Gender Consultant Services in Brazil. Or this, the Women in Forest Carbon Initiative Mentorship Program. You go, girl. Elon says DOGE also canceled a $17 million contract to provide tax policy advice to Liberia. $17 million to help Africans do their taxes. We even...
So they had a bunch of shady contracts that were overpaying people, and all of the funds that were being used for this whole office were taxpayers' money. Okay, that was a lot to process. We are gonna go to an intermission, and I'll be back in a moment. Here we go. Let me get this pulled up. Hey, foodie gang, welcome back, welcome in, welcome in, welcome to my kitchen. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you made it to this step, I'm gonna explain to you exactly what is going on. So, I have my new membership program. I am launching my membership program, and there are 3 different tiers: Foodie, The Gang, and Certified Foodie Gang. I am going to explain to you about each tier, and also the instructions and all the information is down below so you can check it out. So we are just going to start with the first tier, which is the foodie, and it is going to be $2.99. You are going to get loyalty badges next to your name to let everybody know how long you have been a foodie. You will also have emojis to use in the chat that are designed by me, and I cannot wait until you guys see them and check them out. You're also going to have member only live chats, priority reply to comments. So that is the first tier. The second tier, which is the gang, will have all of the previous perks that we talked about, plus early access to new videos, member shout outs, photo and status updates, and members only live stream, plus the perks that we mentioned previously. Now, moving right along. Now we're on to the third tier, certified foodie gang. The third tier is going to have all of the previous perks from the first and the second tier, plus the third tier, which includes connecting on social media, members only cooking videos, member only shorts. This third tier is $19.99. So we have $2.99, $6.99 for the gang, $19.99 for the third tier. At any point in time, you can cancel, you can upgrade or downgrade depending on what you do, Foodie Gang. But the choice is really yours and the flexibility is yours. I encourage you guys to join my membership program and go along on this journey with me at 907 Goodies so that you never miss a meal, a recipe, or a live stream going forward. So join the membership program, read all about it, and like I said, you can cancel at any point in time. But if you want to continue to cook with me and receive my recipes, become a member, join the membership program. And I am so excited for all of my Foodie Gang members to continue to enjoy my great content. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the membership or in the program. Thank you guys all for tuning in, Foodie Gang. Thank you guys so much for continued support of my channel and my cooking. Now, with all that being said, let's get started. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting. Welcome back. Welcome back. I did have to run outside. Um, thank you guys so much for waiting, but we are back
College tuition
and
for Al Qaeda.
items, all which have been
I'm gonna go back to the spot where we left off at, and then okay, it was right here.
The whole government's being audited. The Department of Education's being actively dismantled. The Dozers are in the building on the 6th floor, canceling grants and contracts. Nearly $1 billion of wasteful contracts were ripped up yesterday. Like this one. A contractor was paid $1.5 million to observe mailing and clerical operations at one mail center. This guy was observing mail being opened and being sent for $1.5 million. This is the kind of no-show job a mob boss gives their cousin. DOGE also terminated 29 DEI training programs at the Department of Education worth over $100 million. That comes to $3.5 million for each training program. Most of you've gone through DEI training programs. You're, in with HR for an hour? Maybe it's just an online course. Cha-ching, $3.5 million. What? I should have been a DEI consultant. One DEI session trained teachers to force students to recognize their privilege and their history of oppression. Half the classroom can't read, but this is what they're doing. DOGE just shredded 18 contracts at the Department of Agriculture. One of them was for Central American Gender Assessment Consultant Services. We were paying a guy in El Salvador to assess gender. What does that have to do with agriculture? Here's another one. Forest and Gender Consultant Services in Brazil. Or this, the Women in Forest Carbon Initiative Mentorship Program. You go, girl. Elon says DOGE also canceled a $17 million contract to provide tax policy advice to Liberia.
So $17 million to provide tax advice. It's just a bunch of weird stuff and $17 million. Like that could help a lot of people. And it was just a shame and more stuff is coming out. The audit's not even done. And so we probably have not even seen what do they say? The tipping point. There's probably we just got started with the audit and already millions and millions of dollars are getting found. This is only US AI or US aid. Imagine if we audit the whole government. I mean, they're just running the deficit up, in my opinion.
Million to help Africans do their taxes. We even paid college tuition for Al Qaeda. We gave a jihadi a full ride to Colorado State. Here's how the shell game works. You get taxed. Congress sends your money to a federal agency. The agency sends it to a Democrat nonprofit. The nonprofit president takes a fat salary, sends some of it to a subcontractor, and donates the rest to Democrats.
We have a very corrupt country.
That seems very elaborate, but doesn't it seem like what kind of happened? Let me go back and play a little bit of it. The last part.
Sends it to a Democrat nonprofit. The nonprofit president takes a fat salary, sends some of it to a subcontractor, and donates the rest to Democrats.
We have a very corrupt country. $42 million for Johns Hopkins, great place to research and drive social and behavior change in Uganda. $20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal. $19 million for biodiversity conservation in Nepal. $1.5 million for voter confidence. We want to give them confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in South Africa. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. $14 million for improving.
It's just kind of crazy that they would pick Asia because they're very smart. Why would we need to enrich their learning? And that's probably why Trump said Asia? like that? 'Cause that's crazy.
Public procurement in Serbia. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India, $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia, $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center, $10 million for Mozambique.
But a lot of our states, our state governments don't have money to keep the schools going, to keep firefighters on payroll, to keep money in FEMA. So where is the millions and millions of dollars that are going to the U.S. education? A lot of people are reading under their grade level. Where is the money to go to the firefighters in California to help them with, fighting the wildfires? Instead, what you're seeing a lot of states doing is making budget cuts because they don't have money. Now, why, if our states and our federal government is broke and we're in a deficit and we're borrowing money to give to other people, why don't we just stop giving other people money? Because we need money, right? I don't know why that's a hard concept to get. But yeah, where is the money for FEMA? Where is the money for wildfires? Where is the money for natural disasters? Where is the money for healthcare and our education, which are not that great here? Instead, we're giving tens and millions of dollars to other countries to help with their transgender, their verbiage, their education, and so many other frivolous things. And some of this money was given to, like, do you really think that they spent $20 million on Sesame Street? That's a lot of money.
Voluntary medical male circumcisions. $10 million for circumcisions in another country. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. $25 million to promote biodiversity conservation and promote licit livelihoods by developing socially responsible behavior in the country of Colombia. Well, it's nice, $25 million going to Colombia. $520 million for a consultant on the environment.
$520 million on a consultant on the environment? That is crazy. That's $500 million. $500,000 to consult on the environment? Well, hold on, let me go over and run this back. What?
$25 million to promote biodiversity conservation and promote licit livelihoods by developing socially responsible behavior in the country of Colombia. Well, it's nice, $25 million going to Colombia. $520 million for a consultant on the environment.
$520 million for a consultant on the environment? I feel like if you got $520 million, you don't need to be consulting with somebody. They need to be that needs to be for a service, like a physical one. I paid you $520 million for you to tell me about the environment. You could have fixed the
A guy named
environment with
James Fishback has proposed
$22 million or $520 million. That could fix the environment. What are we doing here? They're just spending money on like crazy stuff. And it's so unfortunate because then they're gonna look us in the face and say, we don't have any money for you guys. We're cutting all your programs. So with the money that is saved from Dodge, somebody, um, I forgot who I think he's gonna say the name. Somebody made a plan like, hey, we should do Dodge dividends with all the money you guys are saving. And y'all have stolen our money for years and years and years. We were victims. But let's watch this video.
The idea of a DOGE dividend. Jeffrey, what is a DOGE dividend? It's a tax refund check sent to every taxpayer, but it's funded exclusively from a percentage of the savings from DOGE, but would basically be giving back to the American people a portion of the money that DOGE is saving from going to waste, fraud, and abuse. So he posted this proposal out on X. Elon then responded and said he'll check with the president. So here are the numbers behind it. DOGE is targeting $2 trillion in savings. He's suggesting taking 20% of that, which comes out to about $400 billion, and paying that to around the 79 million households that pay taxes in the US. And he's saying this averages out to about $5,000 per household. It's an interesting proposal.
So let's talk about it. I don't think that it was a bad idea at all. And I feel like it's fair and it's a start. Um, like I said, we were pretty much victims if these things were done with our tax dollars. They took our tax money and they gave it to all the other people. I do think that with all the savings, this would be a great idea to do a Doge dividend. I think this is a great idea. Let me play it again.
A guy named James Fishback has proposed the idea of a DOGE dividend. Jeffrey, what is a DOGE dividend? It's a tax refund check sent to every taxpayer, but it's funded exclusively from a percentage of the savings from DOGE, but would basically be giving back to the American people a portion of the money that DOGE is saving from going to waste, fraud, and abuse. So he posted this proposal out on X. Elon then responded and said he'll check with the president. So here are the numbers behind it. DOGE is targeting $2 trillion in savings. He's suggesting taking 20% of that, which comes out to about $400 billion, and paying that to around the 79 million households that pay taxes in the US. And he's saying this averages out to about $5,000 per household. It's an interesting proposal.
I think it's fair and I think that they should definitely do this. And I think that we should get paid for our troubles, you know? And then it makes me kind of mad about this whole situation because with all of this money that we have been talking about, our country could be a rich country, in my opinion. We all don't even have to be struggling like this. And Anderson, I'll be shocked if the government approves giving us a dividend. I think our tax money is gone, never to be seen again. I do think that that is true. We'll never get the money back that has been spent. But what they are saying is now that they have stopped the money going to these sources, and they probably were making these payments every year or every month. What they're saying is that we are going to save a lot of money with this because they have stopped some of these payments. And I think these payments were like yearly maybe. And so they're saying with those savings, we should create a Doge dividend. I feel like if there was ever a chance for something like this to happen, it would happen under Trump's administration. We saw with the COVID how some of that worked out. I do feel like Trump it would be the only president that would even consider doing something like this. And I feel like a dividend would be a good idea because not only did they stop a lot of this money from leaving us, now that the money will be managed better, we are going to see savings, and this probably help our economy. You know, so but we gonna see. But I think this is a good idea. Whoever came up with this idea, I think that this can definitely work. It's just crazy how much money the government was blowing.
So Donald Trump has just stopped New York City's congestion pricing plan. He posted this on Truth Social. Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king. So here's what's happening. New York's congestion pricing started January 5th of this year. Drivers were charged a $9 toll to enter certain parts of Manhattan. The goal was to reduce traffic and fund mass transit movements. So why did Trump stop it? Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy called it a tax on working class Americans. Businesses complained that it hurt deliveries and local commerce. Trump's administration.
So pretty much, you know how you go onto a bridge and they have a toll, like how much you have to pay to get across. What they were gonna do in New York City is like, which is crazy. Certain parts of New York City that are more congested, they were gonna pay you for having to drive through there. But what they were saying about how it's another tax on American citizens, because if you're a citizen who works in the busy area of town, you now have to pay for driving through there, probably even walking too. And this is not like a bridge. This is like you work down there, so you have to now pay to go to work or pay to drive through a certain place in town. But one thing I will say, Foodie Gang, is we see why they had to find ways to tax American citizens, in my opinion, is because they were wasting so much of our tax money and they were blowing it themselves. They were blowing it themselves. And so now they said, we need more money. What can we do? Well, I know, let's tax them again. Let's tax them again. This is why y'all don't have no money, because you're not managing the money right. You're not managing it right. But they were trying to play a toll in busy areas of the city for you to even drive through there. Which I've never heard that about like a city. I've seen it for bridges, which kind of makes sense, but to drive through downtown, that's crazy.
Administration has pulled federal approval, basically stopping the plan in its tracks. So now the MTA is fighting back and planning a federal lawsuit. This program was expected to raise billions for New York City's subways.
Okay, so this program that they're talking about putting in was gonna raise billions for New York City. New York City could probably already be in a deficit, that is true. But the reason why they need billions and billions and more help is because they are not managing the money properly. And instead of like giving the money back to the citizens, they're doing a lot for migrants in New York City right now, which is why they don't got no money. So with that being said, I don't think you need to keep taxing people. You already got enough tax money. Do right by it.
And buses. So the decision on this could possibly set a national precedent.
We have a great working relationship with DOGE. Last week we launched the DOGE task force and we found $260 million in savings and an additional $1.9 billion in misplaced funds from the Biden administration. And a big priority for us at HUB, for myself and our team, is to be good stewards over taxpayer dollars, to identify waste, fraud, and abuse, to identify duplicative programs so that we can steward well over hard-earned taxpayer money. And so DOGE has been a great partner, and then I think there's a lot more we can accomplish together.
A lot of people who are going to watch my stories don't live in Washington. They don't understand kind of all that stuff. Remind us, what is the $1.9 billion in misplaced funds? How can there be that much money?
That means that they took your money and spent it on a whole bunch of stuff that ain't really got nothing to do with nothing. That's what we mean, lady. That's what we talking about when we say misappropriated. You're paying people millions of dollars to be consultants. That's what we mean, lady.
In misplaced funds at a government agency?
Well, I call it negligence, and I call it mismanagement. You have to care. And myself and our team, we care about the American people. $1.9 billion in misplaced funds is unacceptable. It literally, we wouldn't do that in our own personal finances.
What was it doing? Just sitting around?
We're looking into that right now. But yes, it was misplaced. It wasn't being used for the reason that it was supposed to be used for. Our goal is to return it to the Treasury so that it could be used for the American people. That's taxpayer money. And so we're going to continue doing that.
So what do y'all think about everything that we just learned, everything he said? He said the money was misappropriated. There's a lot of shady stuff going on with our government. It does not make sense for as much money as everyone pays in taxes, how we never have no money. This is why. Or some of it. This is why. They are not using the money properly. There is money here, but it's not being used properly. It's not being managed right. They're just doing whatever they want to do. They're doing whatever they want to do. And they've never had anyone to stop and look at what they are doing. And so this is the first. And look how mad they are. Let's play that back.
$260 million in savings and an additional $1.9 billion in misplaced funds from the Biden administration. And a big priority for us at HUB, for myself and our team, is to be good stewards over taxpayer dollars, to identify waste, fraud, and abuse, to identify duplicative programs so that we can steward well over hard-earned taxpayer money. And so DOGE has been a great partner, and then I think there's a lot more we can accomplish together.
A lot of people who are going to watch my stories don't live in Washington. They don't understand kind of all that stuff. Remind us, what is the $1.9 billion in misplaced funds? How can there be that much money in misplaced funds at a government agency?
Well, I call it negligence, and I call it mismanagement. You have to care. And myself and our team, we care about the American people. $1.9 billion in misplaced funds is unacceptable. It literally, we wouldn't do that in our own personal finances.
What was it doing? Just sitting around?
We're looking into that right now. But yes, it was misplaced. It wasn't being used for the reason that it was supposed to be used for. Our goal is to return it to the Treasury so that it could be used for the American people. That's taxpayer money. And so we're going to continue doing that.
There we have it, y'all. It's a lot going on as far as this money. Y'all leave a comment down below after this video ends and let me know what you Okay, let me just repeat myself because I don't know if the mic is muted or not. Okay, so there you have it. That's all the stuff that is going on. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. We are going to be doing some prep tonight. We're having a brunch tomorrow. And so tonight we're going to prep that out. We're going to making a little bit of everything. And we're gonna make some deviled eggs. deviled eggs. We're gonna make some turkey for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole brunch. That live stream is set up now. I have a couple of things I have to go fix on it, but it's up there now. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to come in and give you guys that update about everything that's going on. It's a lot of craziness that's going on, a lot of stealing in my opinion. I do think that we're gonna see some arrests. But like I said, everything here is allegedly. It's allegedly. Do your research and let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. So I'm gonna see y'all in a few hours. We're gonna be doing some prep for our brunch. So. And Andrew said, "Thank you for watching this live today." Yes, I'm gotta clean up my kitchen, gotta get ready. We're gonna be doing some prep later on tonight. Then we're gonna be having the brunch mukbang. Um, a Saturday, I'm gonna be going to Fairbanks, and I'm gonna try to go live once I get there, so y'all can see how it is. Sunday, we're gonna have the panel. We're gonna do chicken and dumplings this Sunday. So we got an action-packed weekend. Make sure y'all turn that notification bell on, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much, Angela. Shout out to Angela. Always moderating, always helping out the channel. So yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all with the outro and get y'all up out of here. But thank you everyone for watching. Make sure y'all follow me on my social media platforms. See y'all next one.
Foodie gang, gang, gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang.
This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Goodies. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday.